Hi, everybody.
Good morning. Happy coffee day. Let's see. Donald Melania. Question private legally.
Yeah, the lady who's just worrying about the storms in Arkansas, those were north of me last night, just north of me.
No weather.
Big hail. Jennifer Cooper sending love and positive. They're hunkering down in Arkansas before storms come through.
Ooh. Morning, Deb Marsh. B-2 bombers sent to Diego Garcia. Does that mean we're going to target Iran? Ooh. Icky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good Lord. What a waste. All that wasted money.
No, it was not a waste of money. There wasn't a house in Greenland that would let him come visit. They tried everything. They were bribing him with money. People don't make a lot of money in Greenland, and there's like 700,000 of them. Yay, Greenland. They had the guts to stand up and not. I mean, apparently up where you are, people are being paid $100 each to sign some petition that's meaningless about the Supreme Court race.
Right.
And I was talking to somebody and they said, "What would you do?" I said, "I'd take the 100 and run, man. Are you kidding? Why not? I mean, you don't have to do whatever it says on that damn petition.
Yeah.
They have as many names.
You'd probably be on their database to be hounded with text and emails.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Rose Blue said, they were only on the military base for like 3 hours. And they turned right around. That's the waste of money, you know.
Oh no, it's a waste of money every time his fat ass flies to Mar-a-Lago to play golf.
9 out of 10 weeks, approximately what, $28 million or something like that spent for him to go fart around in Mar-a-Lago and beg for money.
Greenland's too close to Europe and it's got Canada in between. Nobody's going to take Greenland.
Oh, gosh. Is there anything bad going on in Pakistan right now?
There's never anything good going on in Pakistan. I mean, I'm sure in the homes of people and things individually there are, but it's a mess up there.
Okay. A lot of questions already. Excellent.
Yes.
No, you want to
that's your state, you know the laws. I don't.
Well, our attorney general did take up the case. I haven't, and it was what was funny, it was assigned to Susan Crawford.
Very good.
But she recused.
Yes.
So the wheel was drawn again. So in such a short time span, who knows? I haven't heard anything else.
Well, if you rob a bank, they didn't say, "Oh, well, that was 3 weeks ago, so what?" I mean, if you broke the law, you broke the law.
But I mean, what was it? Pennsylvania tried and they just dropped it after the election was over. Didn't go after them anymore.
That's because that's how part of their laws. Well, because
that could have been their law, yeah.
Oh yes, Alon's about to have a lot of fun with this.
Oh, I like a tower.
He thought he owned the world, and he's going to find out he didn't. It's because your laws will hold up against him doing that. He's going to wish he didn't do that. He's going to have some thoughts about that. And I think he's going to be made to pay.
Yeah, it looks like there could be a fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm seeing here.
And I know he's got $1 billion, but they really hate it. Thank you for liking my shirt. I'm getting fashion comments.
I seen that. So yeah, I got him in the past. I got him skirting the law.
Oh yeah, I mean,
lies in deceit. The King of Swords lately, for me, has been coming up for him as the King of Swords.
I had the King of Pentacles. That's somebody paying.
Yeah, this is my lies and deceit card. Here's him, and then taking charge with the chariot, community outreach, trying to make things go his way with the Wheel of Fortune, Six of Swords. But then in the end, I have the Queen of Swords, which, if I don't get justice, that's my card for law and order. My Strength card, which would mean laws, and then I get the Queen of Pentacles, which would mean to me money funding. So I think the law is clear. Bottom of deck, Ace of Swords, Sword of Truth. So I don't see like prosecution type. There may be some kind of monetary fine.
Well, a fine has to go through the court somehow. It's just good to watch him get his fingers slapped.
Oh yeah, I did read that. Musk said something in an interview that he intends to step away in May.
You want to look? You want to read?
Sure.
Okay.
There was something else. Yeah. Well, let's read it. I lost track what I was going to think. Okay. Is it going to be sooner? Is it going to be May? When is Musk? Oh, I remember what I was going to say. There's a report of financials out. The Trump administration, the first quarter, has spent $1,500,000 more than Joe Biden did last year, even with all the burns and cuts.
Ooh. Well,
Okay.
Why not? I mean, we're here to pay for his jets to go golf. I mean, I hated golf. If everybody's heard the stories about my golfing stories as a child, I don't like golfing, and I even have a spot on my garden that is the Go For It, where my famous story, but where I almost hit a hole in one. I was so young, I don't remember, but my father's like, "You got to golf. You got to golf." That's the last time I golfed. I said, "No, I don't got to go do anything, Daddy." But anyway, okay. Musk's going to leave. Yes, he is, but it's because he's going to be out of any value for them. He doesn't know how to solve any of the problems he's been set up to solve. The laws are going against him. He's trying to charge in and be the great new maker of things, but all it's doing is causing him heartache. That's his businesses and everything falling apart. So, and we're so hurt.
That is true. So this time he comes in as the magician.
Yeah.
Everything's been a complete loss and disaster. Him trying to be the magician.
That's a magic touch. What can I say?
So yeah, when he goes, it's going to go quick. He currently wants to get out and make things better. Knight of Wands, it's going to be a quick time. He needs to reflect on what he's actually doing, because he is losing a lot of money and a lot of security. I mean, he's getting, he's not liking it. And so I have my Endure card, which is Strength. So that's an 8. Card 8. That says August, but
8 weeks.
8 weeks, but then my last two are both 5s. 5 of Wands, 5 of Coins.
Right.
So 5 to 8 weeks, I would say, or May.
I got a flash. He's going to leave because they have to create some sense of balance back. And the reason he's going to get kicked is because the Republicans are going to rebel on Trump.
Well, it still hasn't been that court decision because they claimed this Amy Gleason was heading Doge. Well, haven't heard a word from her since. Yeah, Elon's the one running around talking about it.
It's Elon's little brats. That's, you know what they did in some of the at some of the Social Security offices? They took all of the headphones for the phone operators. When they showed up after they'd been through their offices, they were gone. So one of the offices charged them with theft. So that's it.
It could be sooner. Last week we seen a lot of chaos coming in our weekly reading, the 3rd and 4th week of April. So
next week's going to be nuts. I've had feelings. I've had messages all week that it's going to be nuts. And there are actually people are standing outside the Social Security office supporting the staff. They're saying, what can we do? And finally, AARP got out there and started putting together campaigns to try and help the Social Security Administration.
Jeff's cards get sooner than May. That would be lovely.
Well, they're all going to be falling apart. What's going to happen when they lose the Supreme Court election? When after what he put 20 million or something in, and the Dems have met it dollar.
That's reported.
But the Dems have met it dollar for dollar, and the Dems money's reported.
Yeah, there's last year.
Sean's not on a profit thing. Unfortunately, Sean's not on a profit thing, so they can pour $17.5 million in there. He's not getting a cut of that. I mean, he is within. I can't tell you the numbers because I'm not supposed to say numbers, but in his area of Wisconsin, they will have walked all of the houses they intended to walk to meet their numbers plus. And he's very proud of what they're finding on the doorsteps. And they accidentally went into some Republican households, not realizing they were, and they're getting great numbers off that. So I think
beautiful.
And next week we'll see what happens in Florida.
Well, yeah, I mean, Tuesday we'll know everything. Wisconsin and yes, Star. Thank you, Barbara, for the comment. GOP worried. Okay. Okay, you wanted to, what about Wisconsin now again? Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. We read on Pakistan a while ago, whatever, for this, you know, and he said you were right about the Western provinces. So that's
yes,
right.
Well, they're the ones that butt up against Afghanistan. That whole area has been nuts for a long time. And if you remember when one of the guys came in and tried to be the dictator of India, the first thing they tried to do is get rid of the Supreme Court. And the people got in the streets and they surrounded it and they pulled their thing about dismantling their Supreme Court. And since then, they've had a strong Supreme Court.
Good. So what were you thinking on Wisconsin? You wanted to pass something on Wisconsin. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Well, if the election this week, then Sean can be with us next weekend and he can talk about what it's like in the trenches when you're fighting the village idiots.
Okay. You said something like, how is he going to feel after the...
Oh, they poured all this money in and they're getting nothing. I mean, basically, I've always been of the impression if you had enough money, you could win anything. But I really think people are waking up now. I'll have to see a few more elections to prove that to my hard heart, which has watched elections be stolen by money. But Wisconsin is controlled by a Democratic governor, and they still have the controls on their who can vote and how they vote and that stuff. So ours don't own that.
Yeah. Oh, what I was going to say. the reporting is like last year when we read on Janet Protasiewicz winning, that
Mhm.
was the record amount before at 56 million for a
Mhm.
race. This one's over 100 million
Yeah.
just for the Supreme Court race.
Yeah. Sean did a show on his thing about why did Wisconsin do this to themselves? Why did they separate their Supreme Court out and make it? I mean, we understand the politics of it, but at some point, people in Wisconsin are going to have to get sane, because if they keep doing this, their Supreme Court races are going to be more than presidential races. And the states, and the other thing is, you get to a point where there's a thing called voter burnout. You got some of that after
Right.
when everybody went after the first village idiot that got elected governor, and then they went to recall him. And a friend of mine was all in that, and I said, I hope it works for you, but one of the reasons recall elections don't work is because people are like, didn't I just vote for that?
Yeah.
You know, and what? And I mean, you really get tired. And Texas is a classic case. They run elections for every effing thing you can think of, including every change to our Constitution has to be voted on by the electorate. So all the little whoopsies they're doing in Austin, which are not small little whoopsies if you live here, we will have to vote on those in September. It's like, didn't I just vote for these fools last November, and now I got to come back in September? And
Yeah.
so you only get, I ran a poll once for 2 precincts, and 3 people voted. My husband, myself, and the person who brought us lunch. I mean, you get so burnt out, except if you're where I was and you could get the money for running the polls. I made almost as much money that year running polls as I did putting up wallpaper. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. Last year, Wisconsin had a decreased primary in February, another election in April, then in August, and then in November. 4 times you voted last year.
Well, the year that we had 3 of us vote on that one election, Texas had 11 elections between municipal, county, and state. So that's one a month. Who wants to do that? Nobody. Even if you work at them, you don't want to do that.
Oh, remember last week I was talking about that Pennsylvania has the Supreme Court. They have 3 judges up, and they're all Democratic. And while we don't hear about it, because it's on their ballot just for a yes or no to stay in April here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they had their 10-year term, and the people just vote on Tuesday whether they want to keep them or not. If they get 50% more, they stay on a yes for another 10 years. If they don't get 50%, then in November, there will be a full election with someone else, whoever wants to run.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way they do it, unless that Supreme Court judge wants to retire.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we don't hear about it, because it's just a yes or no on Tuesday.
It doesn't seem, it's not a race. It's
Right.
not a horse race between 2 people.
It's not a race between 2 people, which is interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I always say to people, I don't know the laws in your state. You have to look at them.
Wow, 50% didn't even bother to vote. Last November? That would be crazy.
No, because they're discouraged. My vote doesn't count. You know, nobody listens to me, blah, blah, blah.
Every vote counts.
Every vote counts. And when Trump won the first time, I was not mad at the people who voted for Trump, although I think they're sick. And I wasn't mad at the people who voted for Hillary. I think they tried their best. But less than 50% of all the voters in America voted in that election. And look what it set up.
Yeah. Generally, off presidential elections here in Wisconsin are always like 50% people that came out in November voting off years or primaries and whatnot.
but they haven't had races. Well, the people are focusing like what's going on in Wisconsin now. You know, but
Oh, Rossi says Florida is the same. You just vote yes or no to retain. Never heard of it done that way until now. Okay. Let's see. What's coming for Karachi City in 2020?
nothing's. Have you not watched this show? There's nothing that's off question. We just won't highlight it if we think it's off question.
All right. This is a cold read. I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, this is. Well,
Pakistan.
I think Pakistan was created to be unstable by the British when they split India from Pakistan. So
Okay. Oh,
shit.
8 of coins isn't too bad to start.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I'm getting some kind of power struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So there feels like there could be a government that's kind of doing shady tricks or something, maybe some payoffs or something, because I get the 8 of coins, which is making repairs, but then it's in the dark with the moon. It feels like either behind the scenes, but there's some kind of law thing going on, maybe court challenges or something. Because what's being going on, because I get the sense of a feeling of a leader, a president, a mayor is doing some corrupt dealing.
So in the middle, I got the hermit. I'm looking for a new leader.
They're trying to work through that.
What do your outcomes look like? Mine are good.
I'm getting, oh my God, I feel like there's like a Steve Bannon type person
back there
they need to get rid of. I think that will happen. So there's a magician trying to infiltrate the system, the party, the leaders, whatever, but it's going to end here with the tower. There's going to be a drastic change. It'll be figured out. And then I have a King of Wands, the Hermit, 9 of Wands, and then the 9 of Swords.
A lot of endings.
A lot of endings, a lot of struggles, but I think it's going to be okay. So all these 9s, it could be September when this all gets figured out, something like that, because we're not at completion yet. But that King of Wands makes me feel like there's going to be a person that steps up and gets in there and evaluates to make things better. But there's like an internal struggle within government or something. Or you're talking about Karachi City, so it could be mayor or something like that.
What I see is they've been in a position of there's been some sort of stalemate going on there, but now it's time to move. Now it's time to move forward. And they're looking for new leadership, and they're going to find it because the tower hits, but then the next card is the star. They're starting to pick new goals. And I got the Queen of Wands, and that can mean generally a change for better order. Things get more organized or more humane, something like that. So when I looked at and they were all 5 positive cards, it's people have held off and now they know it's their time to move. So
good. So supposedly everyone in Australia is mandatory to vote.
It's true. They get fined if they don't.
I heard that. Oh, 3 cards. I'm just going to do this one quick.
I have my own feelings about this one. You know the joke in Germany is? Do you know the boundaries of stupidity? Mexico and Canada.
That's a fact there. arguing, struggles about that. Then I get the moon and chariot, contemplating it, sort of truth, making an offer. Eventually, yes. But my senses are telling me this is like a decade away yet.
I got 2 5s. I got the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles, which is those on the outside want to stay on the outside. It gives them deniable belief. I've argued with people on doorsteps during campaigns. Oh, I've never voted. I don't want to make a mistake. The biggest mistake you make is not voting. But I see that some sunshine's going to be heading into this, forcing people to think about it. It would be a way out of a lot of people's. If they made it mandatory to vote, then people wouldn't have to go through those mental and emotional struggles. I don't see it happening anytime soon.
No,
Mostly, I think
everything.
that if you live in the South, it comes from the deeply racist idea. Their whole paradigm for the last 100+ years has been to stop Black people from voting. And that's only 10% of the people down here.
It's a matter of getting everyone.
Trust me.
A lot of people don't care. And my vote's not going to change. Whatever. I just want to live.
Well, they find out they can't because it's not happening. So.
Oh, go back to my banner. Go with that one. So,
is Putin? We're not going to ask if Putin's. Is the current Putin figure still alive?
So yeah, everyone's talking about it. There's video of one of the Suburbans, whatever, in his motorcade went boom.
I'm not talking about it.
I don't think everyone's saying. I'll follow some on Twitter that are from that area.
Okay.
Ukrainian and Russian reporters. They said he was not in that boom. So, yeah. I think the more is like, when will Vlad be out of the picture?
Well, Vlad's already out of the picture.
Well, you know what I mean.
I know.
To end this war.
They're trying to keep the money coming, and they're trying to appear that they're large and in charge. That's the past. But what's happened is their facade's falling down. People are going to pull them out. They don't have the ability to move forward anymore. And that's going to be good news for the Russian people. But when he's gone, the question is not him. The question is the oligarchy that's holding up Russia. And we don't hear about stuff where stores are closed down or things happen. People.
Ian thinks it's a warning.
Huh?
I gotta shuffle again.
Okay.
I wasn't concentrating, and what came out was like, that made no sense. Okay.
Yeah, Ian, you're right. Randy, Joshua, according to when they mushed the numbers, he was 5 points ahead, no matter which poll you looked at, unless there was one pure MAGA poll. Talking about 6th district in Florida.
My end cards are, I think he's with the Angels. Yeah, he's lost.
Mm-hmm.
Then I get my star card, my two biggest angel cards.
Mm-hmm.
It could be May. We'll be hearing some more. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of May energy. I guess it's kind of weird how we're gonna focus on this question.
Do you want to try and do regime change? I'll switch decks.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch. I think I need to get rid of this banner.
Mm-hmm. Want to do regime change for the Russians? I think that's closer.
I did have the Seven of Cups 2 in my reading. I just couldn't figure out how to read it. Because I think with the
Who's delusional, them or us?
regime change. Okay. What cards? Okay. When will
Yeah, I can believe first card out for that reading was Seven of Cups.
oh. When will be a regime change in Russia end this war?
I got sevens, 5s, 4s. Yeah, it's about to happen, Scott. It's about to break out. That's a 7, that's a 4 of swords. Reversed. So that's gonna change.
Good.
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna be ugly, guys. It's not gonna be what anybody wants. I mean, it's what we want because we want them out of there, but it's gonna be hard to watch.
And I got the Seven of Cups too. Okay. Current situation. I mean, I'm getting endings here.
I'm getting endings. I'm getting crying over spilt milk. I'm getting coming out of a period when they've been hiding. That's 4. And then I got the Knight of Cups, which nothing's going to ride forward easily. And then my out card was the 9 of Cups, the wish card. And then when I asked for clarification on that, I got the Queen of Wands, which is someone trying to lead things forward. Like I said, that's a change that's positive. And it's really more of economics than anything else. That's what people are going to be fighting about. They can't find a good leader who can lead them through that. And there's going to be a huge fight between internally within Russia, even among those who want to see the change. How do we change? How do we get along? How do we change? It's going to be a mess. I'm going to see if I can get it. What's on the bottom of my deck? Oh, but I get a feeling it's going to be okay at the end because it's got order comes in place. All that mess.
Well, my energy, my top and bottom are the World and 3 of Cups.
Well,
3 of Cups in the bottom. Oops. So we got a celebration going on there. Happiness. The World is culmination.
Yes, I know. That's the end of that ride. That's the end of that story in the major arcana. Let's start with one.
The current situation is anxieties and heavy burdens.
Right.
In Russia right now. I'm seeing it for a long time. There's no way they can hold on to that economy and as it is right now. In the past, I just get honor, Putin in there, 10 of swords, this the death and destruction. Moving forward, it's all about, I mean, this slow moving Knight of the Pentacles. It feels like a message coming.
Hmm.
Nine of Pentacles would mean like peace and contentment, making things balanced. Ace of Swords, some frustrations going on. Hollow victory. So there is no real victory because there is no peace of mind. And my outcome was Five of Wands. How to do it. How to end. There's arguments, there's battles, there's disagreements going on right now. There is a young energy with the Page of Cups, which could be an offer to end. Seven of Cups, like I said. And so there's hopes and dreams and wishes and illusionary things. But it could end because of a battle. And so there's going to be some kind of the Knight of Swords is showing like, some kind of there's like a war, there's like a battle, there's like a heavy charge to get rid of that potent energy.
Well, they still have windows above the third floor in Russia, so
yeah, it gives you that energy of like an assassination or something bad happening.
Mm-hmm.
But it's at the end. There's a lot of 9s and 10s in here. So it's
yeah, we are at the end. We're at the end.
I don't know. Years ago, I always thought 45 and Putski's ends were connected.
Mm-hmm.
It would be happening around the same time. Okay. We did that. Let's do something little brighter.
Let's do somebody we like.
Little brightness. Fun Puppy wants to know if Tim Walz has a chance in 2028
Mm-hmm.
to be running for Presidente.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Walz, Presidente 2028. Tim Walz.
Yeah, he was in our state this week. He was in Houston. I get no.
Okay, Gene. I'll have to scroll up for Rosie's question. I get Empress, Page of Cups, Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands, Three of Cups, Two of Cups. He's a lovable guy. Six of Cups, Four of Swords, and King of Cups. I don't think so.
No.
So I'm getting a lot of sevens here, basically. He's got his current gig going pretty well. He's got a celebration going on in Minnesota. He's got his messaging with the Three of Cups. The Two of Cups would be his current partnership. But then I get the Seven of Swords. So that Seven of Swords, they're stealing.
Mm-hmm.
Stealing those swords. I think he's got an offer too with the Page of Cups. It's a thought. But in the end, we get the Six of Cups. Okay, he's done that. Been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
The Four of Swords. It's kind of laying down.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing it. And the King of Cups would be that fatherly figure, and he's already in a fatherly figure position.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't give me that energy like, boom, yes, I'm going to do it.
No.
Be in the White House.
No, I did. I saw.
Stay in Minnesota.
Yeah, I ran 10 of Wands. I've done that. I'm throwing that burden down. it's a nice idea. The son's a yes idea, but his judgment tells him it's not. He's not the right person to lead at this time. He's looking for newer people to invest in to lead, and he's willing to bring the whole party together. And that can be his most valuable skill.
Okay. We'll look quick. There was a request to look at Rossi's question. I guess this is it. That's the only one I see. Will China take part of Siberia since Russia is weak? From the glass box, Ian? He will never be 47 to me. Ugh. Will China?
I want everybody who's making those sort of comments to remember they both have nuclear weapons.
Oh yeah, Carrie. Nice guy Tim would be refreshing.
We need to let the younger people come in. And I'm an older person, and I'm saying that we need to let the younger people come in. And he's younger than me, but we need to let, who was it? Biden was 29 when he was elected to Congress.
Mm-hmm.
And he got elected because the country was in complete turmoil and it had a lot to do with Vietnam. And I remembered at the time because I'm that old. And we need some of the younger energy and some of the younger ideas. My cards think this is a stupid idea, and it's not even, it's a thought in someone's mind, but it's going absolutely nowhere. China as a place hasn't existed for thousands of years because they do stupid. And it's not in their own best interest. And they don't really, who wants to live in Siberia? I mean, who wants to move there? Six of Swords moving to somewhere. No, I don't. If Russia gets that weak, China, who knows? People in Siberia don't know what country which one they're under. So
no, I don't see it a big deal either. Eight of Cups is walking away from a situation.
Mm-hmm.
Knight of Cups is more of a greater good. And then 10 of Swords, it would do them no good.
I
Have
like that Dex 10 of Swords, though. Isn't that, it's either through the sheet or the guy's walked away. It's just in the ground, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of, it's a done thing. I mean, besides the shamans run Siberia.
White Cat's Tarot. Yeah, the sheet. There's 9 swords stabbed, one's on the ground, and little white cats running away. Yep, that's a cute one. My final 4 cards were 10 of Cups, staying at home, Wheel of Fortune. This one's kind of funny. Wheel of Fortune's got a bunch of rats on a wheel.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute. Knight of Swords is a military exercise. And Ace of Swords. And this little cat's getting knighted. It just doesn't give me the energy like boom, they're gonna take territory up that way. It feels like a pointless exercise.
Sounds like we're fascinated on countries jumping borders and taking things.
Yeah. Miss Marianne's vision was young man, short hair, brown hair.
Mm-hmm.
2028. Well, its downfall will be Ossoff. Unless he loses in Georgia in 26, then he would have a new mission. But he's running for re-election.
And Pete doesn't have anything else to do.
Yep. He denied everything for 26. And governor, so.
And he's got foreign experience. God, we're going to need someone who understands. We are going to have to build such.
So, yeah, he comes off very presidential.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Rossi's question again. Will Ukraine get all their land?
Yes. I'm using my bunny cards.
Use the bunnies. Use something cute.
This is an extra card that's in it, and it's called Happy Squirrels. It's where the bunny and the squirrels play together. And when that card shows up, it shows incredible light over everything. There's going to be some disagreements at first, but then this is a yes to them. They get the Ace of Pentacles. They get everything back.
Nice.
They get the Ten of Cups. They get their homes back. And they get their own land. They're the empress over their own land. So, yeah.
This gives me the feeling of the current energy, such death and destruction.
Mm-hmm.
So much destruction and loss. 9 of Swords, 2 of Swords, and 5 of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
Just so much loss and destruction and death. It just gives me so much sadness. The Star, 8 of Pentacles, a lot of work to do. And the Knight of Wands. So, yes, they will get everything back. Knight of Wands is very positive energy, but there's going to be so much work to do and repair. It's going to take a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
The Hierophant would show a stable government. The 6 of Cups before Russia invaded. The 4 of Swords is like, it's going to take time. And stepping back. The Devil steps back.
Mm-hmm.
The Devil steps back. Yeah, I believe that's the eventual deal. Otherwise, they're going to be a pariah to the world until. Yeah, we heard that rumor. I don't think he would have literally said in a press conference, even though privately he'd be like, yeah, he's going to die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But Putin was sick 2-3 years ago.
This is old news. Jeffrey and I've had him in his grave for a while. We got him actually in Cairo. What is it, Crito? Where they freeze him?
Yeah, cryogenics. They're going to whip him out one day and unthaw him and say, oh, he was poisoned or he fell out of a window. We must move on. Once it becomes too unattainable to keep the government running. Okay.
So where are we?
Death reversed. I think 8 of Cups reversed. One thing went wrong. Okay. Going off subject, if I'd been a reporter who would have asked 47, who sat there, is Chinese ships going to Greenland? Greenland joke. Sounds like a 45 talk. Let's see. Okay. Accountability for the signal leak.
Oh, it's the guy from the Atlantic.
Signal gate.
Yeah, it's the Atlantic guy.
Will anyone be held responsible? There was what, 18 in that chat?
Mm-hmm.
All of our top heads. Pam
Stephen
Bondi,
Miller's not one of our top heads. Stephen Miller's one of our top butts. But
you know, DNI chief, Secretary of State, NSA, Department of Defense, everyone. Vice President.
they didn't call me, Scott. Did they call you?
Unfortunately, I was left off.
I don't have WhatsApp on my phone, so they can't get a hold of me.
Signal. I have
Oh,
WhatsApp.
Signal? Okay.
I have WhatsApp for a few foreign country people. Yeah, I found out calling overseas is kind of expensive for a reading. I had a personal reading I did a few years back.
Oh, okay.
With someone, so I called. It ended up being $248 on the phone call.
No.
Didn't even think about it. So yeah, WhatsApp call is free.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pam Bondi is not going to do anything.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
shocked.
She's not going to do a thing.
He may have to resign. Trump may have to force one of them to resign, though, to save his own poor little sorry face.
Oh, rumor had they wanted Walsh to get the boot, but Trump said no. You have that be the sacrificial lamb.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got somebody's gonna get it for it. They not right today. This is Ten of Swords reversed, but they're all lining up their own defenses why it wasn't me when they were all there. But judgment is good. This isn't going to go away, and they're going to feel trapped in being able to do anything. So my out card is they're not dealing from their most spiritual self in all of this. The High Priestess reversed. I think, yes, someone's going to be held responsible. I can't see who it is right now.
There's a lot of anxieties,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, because it's a big scandal. Just defending themselves. So I got 2 9s and then Temperance. They're hoping it's just going to go away. Yeah. They're just going to create another news cycle chaos to try to get it to go away, like everything. My out card, King of Swords, 6 of Coins, Queen of Coins, and King of Wands. That's not showing anyone going away in my toss. 6 of Coins would mean like an agreement. King of Swords could be the law, but it just feels like there's more of an agreement going on than anyone getting axed from Signalgate. High Priestess on the bottom. Yeah, my toss says no. As far as it's more like an agreement, like they'll say, "Oh, we're going to be more transparent. No one will have Signal on their devices or something like that. We're not going to fire anyone." I don't see it. Not in my toss, anyway, in my senses. I'm going to try to spin the news for a while. Oh, this will just go away.
Well, nothing stays in the news. This story's it's like the grandfather of all stories since the beginning of this administration. We're talking about it a week later. So that's,
Dragonfly herd. No one's going.
Maybe except Trump at the end.
Oh, I see. Yeah, SNL skit. That's all I seen was the cold open. They had 3 high school girls and chatting with Hegseth. It was funny. Okay. You did that. You did that. Okay. Economy. What will the impact of the U.S. economy from the Canadian boycott?
I can do this. I don't have to lay a card. It's going to be bad. I mean, our cars are made on both sides of that border, so you're going to have some cars without engines.
Well, what I was reading yesterday is that the clown is already backing off. He put out a statement that the great Canadian government is complying. We may not have to go with tariffs. And
He doesn't want Carney to ever do another speech after the one he did.
yeah,
I actually looked that speech up because someone said it was like a Churchill speech with better lighting.
Nancy's correct. Short memories. Well, look, we all had short memories for the chaos of COVID-19 failure, and supposedly half the country voted for that clown again.
Oh, I thought he was saying the moon just reversed. I was going to say, what? In the comments. No.
Okay.
Okay.
This is kind of a big question because it's the only thing holding. 102 executive orders. I think he's only got one semi-favorite ruling so far.
Yep.
Or 2, but it wasn't a complete win.
Okay.
Is SCOTUS everything gonna hold with all these executive orders?
Yep, it's going to hold. I got my happy squirrel card again. They're keeping him tied up and in prison. He can't just run away and say they're going to figure out a way to break out so they can make their rulings happen. They're as frustrated as anything because they don't have a force to send out to stop it. But it's not going to stop. The court's not going to stop or go into hiatus. So I think the best thing we have to hold on to in this is happy squirrels.
Yeah, I think it'll hold. 2 of Cups and 9 of Cups and 2 of Swords in the first 3 together. So it's right, like agreements, reconciliation, the way the courts are supposed to work. 9 of Cups is that celebration, counting your blessings. And then 2 of Swords, balancing forces, doing the right thing of law, right? 8 of Swords, Trump administration is being restricted. Of course, it's going to take time with temperance. And then losing the Tower. My end cards are 8 of Pentacles. Unfortunately, it's a painstaking process. Every time we got to go to court. But Ace of Cups and Knight of Cups is winning. The Constitution will hold.
And it will be changed. It will get changed after the next federal elections. We have a new House that's all Democrats. They're going to rewrite things that can't be undone with executive orders.
It's just nuts. Trying to run by executive order and tariffs. And it's even more nuts. People in his administration are like, yeah, this is the way to go. Yay. Let's destroy the country. Yeah, unfortunately, he hasn't done any savings except destroy people's lives. I mentioned earlier, Carol, that it came out that we spent more money than Joe Biden did in our federal government from last quarter of 24.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a timeline I'm feeling that he put out there, as in May. It could be sooner.
No, there's a thing. If for him to be trotting around, running around what he's doing, he has so many days to do it, 130, and that would be May. He'd be done.
Oh yeah, I did see something about 130-day rule. I don't know what that means, but
then he has to go before Congress to screw with some of these agencies. The judges are already saying he has no authority because he's never been presented, even tried to present him to Congress. Thank you, Carrie.
Yeah, I don't know why 130 days. Would you say it was? Did you know?
They have 130 days, or they become, they fall under guidelines that have to be approved by Congress.
That's what it was. Right. Gotcha. Morning, Linda. Jeff's getting a hard no on that one. Okay, next question. Yeah, that. Oh, thank you for the super sticker, Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Bless you. Oh, yeah. Greenland. Crazy.
No, he just wants to talk. Y'all act as if he thinks he can make anything. He already has got to be. Well, he's delusional, but we know he really can't make anything happen. He, right. It reminds me of the 5-year-old. Like if you had a 5-year-old that was going to run away from home because you're making them clean their room. So open the door and let them go out with their bag, dragging behind it, and then they turn around and look and they come home. Every day it's like he's dragging whatever the complaint of the week is out in his bag, except it's not even a complaint of the week, it's a complaint of the day. And then he comes dragging it back saying, well, I'm going to work on it a little bit. And
your Orange Cretin voice needs a little work.
I don't do Orange Cretin voice.
I'm the best.
Smoking child.
I'm the best. I'm freaking Greenland.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get in the right mood to do that voice, and I don't want to.
No. Get you too close to the energy.
That's weird.
What?
I'm not going to even look at those. As a tossing cards. It's all talk and bluster. I really don't think. I don't sense our military would go along with this because he said he would do it by force.
I can see people wanting to get shot for a lot. And no offense to Greenland, but Greenland is not a place I can see someone wanting to go get shot for unless you happen to live there and you want to protect it.
It's always cold.
If it's melting rapidly.
Parts of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All that junk is just nuts.
Should we read on Elise Stefanik and how she feels today?
Bad picture gate.
Oh God, and you know what? That was one of the better looking pictures I saw of him. I was like, are you kidding me? You don't like that one? He didn't like it because it was painted by the person who did an Obama portrait.
Okay. No, I'm gonna do this one. Yeah. Okay. That was poor Elise. lost everything. Lost her status. Lost her committee assignments.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's a nobody. Sold her soul for nothing, right? No. First 3 cards of Greenland of Jeff's were no, I don't go further. Good enough. Yeah, you have to go through Canada to fly to Greenland, I think.
No. Great Circle route, you could get there. But even if they had to fly, they could fly around Canada. They just have to fly around Newfoundland and Nova Scotia.
Okay. Elise Stefanik. How is she feeling?
Elise thought she had everything she ever wanted. Being at the UN would be everything she ever wanted. And she thought she was riding on it high. She had the sun in her place. And guess where she ends up? Out in the cold, out in the snow. 5 of Pentacles.
All right.
And
Five of Cups.
really hates Trump. And she may be one of the people that snitches on him. I mean, she thought he was hideous, and then she decided he was wonderful. Now she ought to be back to hideous. She didn't do anything in Congress except be a mouthpiece for him. So I'm sure the people in northern New York were upset they didn't get a chance to vote for a Democrat. But
yeah, she sold her soul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I got the devil. The devil next to 45. She sold her soul. I don't know why I can't get why I'm getting the King of Swords here. But it's an authority. But anyway, King of Pentacles next to her would probably be 45.
That's some male figure that's near her that's telling her she doesn't have to take this.
Could be. Because then I got the devil. So
yeah.
But the King of Swords lately has been Elon. I don't know. I don't think she was really that close to him or whatever, but
maybe they're all going to get together and hate him so much.
It just feels like this the man crowd or whatever. She sold her soul, the dishonesty. She now seeing some kind of light here with the sun.
Mm-hmm.
With her offer being taken away with that 5
right.
It's a loss. And Page of Cups will be her offer and the sun. So she's seeing something. And what I get from my senses is kind of like she may just go quiet and not do those MAGA talks, you know. Queen of Wands, kind of returning to that ambitious woman, being popular in her own mind, not this MAGA mind.
Mm-hmm.
Death card. So she's gonna turn. She's gonna rebirth herself. Hangman is surrendering, letting go, and Temperance. I think she might be gonna leave MAGA a little bit because this hurt her. I think she's gonna revert back the way she was and not this MAGA talking head. Because she really doesn't have to when she's not in the number 3.
She's not trying to get the UN position. I know.
Yeah.
Where I see her right now is I see that she gave up everything in the past. All the power she had and all of the strength that she had, she gave it up. And she's not quite sure where to go next. And she's not quite sure how to manifest it. That's the Ace of Wands, bam, bam. But where she is right now, she's standing on the precipice of the cliff, deciding which way do I walk. I don't think she knows what she wants to do. I asked if she was going to leave MAGA, and she doesn't know what she wants to do. It's a thought.
Well, I mean, when you look at the writing's on the wall with what's going on, and especially these elections coming up here. If she can still be Republican, but a moderate, because I think in New York she can definitely lose her seat if she stays in the MAGA train.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like
People in her district weren't happy with her being on the MAGA train.
So it feels like a reinvention of herself a little bit.
She better, because right now she's a nothing.
Well, if Pam Bondi's in charge for 4 years, he ain't going to prison. 5-year statute of limitations on January 6th will be gone in 2026.
What you want to know? What's going to happen to Russian Ron?
Yeah. She's another Wisconsinite, so
yeah.
Let's see what's up with Russian Ron. If he's going to run again, his future. I told myself I don't care. If Russian Ron is running again and we got nobody running against him, I will try. I will start talking to people. I would definitely try. At least
we'd support you.
At least call him out for his BS on the airwaves.
Mm-hmm. That's the problem. See, that's one of the reasons that Texas became such a Republican state is Democrats wouldn't run anyone against anyone. I mean, there's no reason to. And when you surrender like that, you lose. The first real primary we had after Ann Richards won, where we could start to sort who's a Republican, who's a Democrat out, was when Obama and Hillary came in and had a primary here. Because anybody who voted in the Democratic primary, all of a sudden, like one county that was blood red went from having about just under 3,000 identifiable Democrats, if you looked at how they'd voted, to over 210,000 in one vote because no one was putting candidates up. And that's how we got to be in the mess we're in. So don't do that.
He escaped justice.
He's going to go for the money. He's going to get out and try to save his money.
Yeah, he's doubled his wealth. So,
mm-hmm.
But yeah, leading up to his future, he escaped justice by the hair of his chin.
Mm-hmm.
Money is in the middle, but justice is here, and the failure, so he escaped justice. He's got his future. And then his future comes as 6 of Swords. Kind of a moving on card, making things better. 3 of Wands is looking outward, and then prosperity. So it feels like he may just get out of this mess and take his money and go.
Right.
In 26. Yeah, we felt, Kamala won and they were all going to face justice. Thanks to Elon, everyone escaped justice. They were all heading for indictments.
Yeah, I got for him what's going to happen to him. He's going to live in regret for the rest of his life, whether we see it or not. And he's going to walk away and try to gather up what he can. But boy, has this screwed up his relationships within his family.
Good. Excellent. Nancy Reagan consulted.
Yes, she did. They know the name of the astrologer. And if you think people on the other side of the issues we're on don't have their own people telling them which way is up from their perspective, you're wrong. I used to have long arguments with the reader about that wanted to look at a lot of characters that I wouldn't look at because I don't want to mess with the dark powers. And they were messing with the dark powers. And I didn't want the dark powers. I didn't want to even have my name on their lips. Thank you.
Yeah. Generally, the federal statute of limitations is 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Date of crime. So if they were involved in January 6th, leading up to the election,
And then they
that
froze
would mean this fall? No.
Mm-hmm.
All of 26 would be 5 years if they were involved in the election of 2020.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of my understanding of it too.
No, coming up to 20. No, it would be this year, this fall. It's 5 years. Yeah. Okay. That one. I think there was American citizens.
Oh yeah, there is.
Oh,
There's been articles. There's a guy from Arlington who was a U.S. citizen who got swept up.
They're just targeting anyone.
And one 14-year-old kid. Well, I don't care whether he's a citizen or not. He's a 14-year-old kid. Got sent to one of the worst prisons in the world.
This is disgraceful. And some of MAGA is just cheering. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, stealth bombers. I didn't hear about this one. Okay. It's been reported that multiple stealth bombers are going to. So that's at our base over by Yemen or whatever.
Yeah.
It's where they sent off to distract the Houthis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which one wants a war here? Clear the deck. New energy.
I already read about this earlier this morning because
did you?
I had a flash. And yeah, they're talking about war with Iran and the White House. And the only reason they're talking about it is to distract us. War is not a distraction. War is a destructive action that kills and hurts people and can bring all kinds of hell down on us. I really don't like reading on war, so I'll let you read it, Scott. But
Protection of the Knight of Cups. This has been done in the past. King of Cups, Queen of Coins, and Courthouse. There feels like so we got resources, protecting resources, and some consequences. So I'm not getting a drop. It feels more like a protection.
it's a threat. It's their saber rattling.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a threat card. So the Page of Wands can be like that yapping. My Hermit cards, it's not a good idea. Oh, bless you, Julie. 1111. And then the Ace of Coins, prosperity. So it just feels more like an idle threat, or just being in the vicinity. This is what we can do. So I don't see this going anywhere. I don't really.
Well, just everybody gets Signal on your phone, and you'll be the first to know.
Get Signal and just search Pete Hegseth and see if he accepts. Heck, I have WhatsApp and I get random requests or messages all the time. So they must have searched people and try to get you to start.
Thank you, Kathy D. Thank you for your super sticker.
Thank you. Okay, might as well. I need some good cards for that. Let's go back to the kitties.
Okay.
So I think I'll just shuffle, and then whatever king or queen comes out for the Supreme Court,
Okay.
just whatever drops first was the best way to do it there, I think, instead of a read.
Okay, there's 3 elections on there, 1, 6, and the Supreme Court. Which one
Yeah.
are we doing? Are we doing
I'm doing Supreme Court first.
Okay.
Going to Supreme Court.
Just trying to get it straight, guys.
Yeah. Sorry, that's
I used to program in computers, and you can program a decision tree in computer code. You cannot do it in Tarot. Cannot tell you. I would love to be able to do that, but I can't.
Okay, the world. I got the world and the Queen of Swords. Susan Crawford wins.
She's going to win, and there's going to be a pause. The election's not going to be decided that night, even though when they finish tallying it up, it will be overwhelming. But look at this. It's just a whole lot of fighting about nothing, because that guy's a real nothing from what I understand. And weirdly enough, in an election, the money is not going to be the difference.
I think Wisconsinites are smart enough to see Elon's doing damage. We did it for Janet Protasiewicz last year. We can do it for Susan.
Mm-hmm.
And both of those guys are about the same quality. Okay, let's go District 1 because there's a female and male.
Mm-hmm.
It's Gail Valmont. I don't even know the other guy's name. That's kind of easy.
I'm just going to do, if the Dems are going to win, I'm going to lay 2 different things. 1 for 1. And 3.
District 1. District 1. Who's going to win? Male or female? Male or female?
I get the Republican may squeak it out. But it's really not a sure bet. There's an 8 of Swords in the middle. Reversed.
Ace of Wands, 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 9 Hierophant. Wow. Devil. That's a lot of cards without getting a king or queen. Well, the first card was a female, but I went through 20 cards to get a male or female.
Well, it may be a long night, Scott.
Yeah. Unknown. Yeah, I went through all these cards before I finally got a male or female.
And for the second one I got, it's a yes, that the Dems going to win. But there's still a whole and stuff happening behind the moon. And there may even be a court fight over how the count comes out, but it's the Dems going to win.
Yeah, I missed, what's it? Can't remember his name.
Josh Wells.
Weld?
Wells is the Dem.
Something like that.
I don't even learn the Republicans' names. I believe in that old Egyptian thing. If you say
That guy's a clown. Major clown. The Republican.
Oh, yeah.
He is bad.
And Josh Wells is not. He is of the Democratic Party, but he is not from the inside of the Democratic Party. And the Democratic Party's had some problems with that. Democratic Party, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to get over it. It's part of how Texas sunk into the abyss that it lives in.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Fine. He's a bad dude.
Yeah, he ran a casino.
District 6. Who's going to win District 6? So, I got a King of Swords. I'm asking.
They're both dark-haired dudes, so you can't go by that description.
I'm asking King of Cups to the Democrat and King of Wands for the Republican, whichever comes out first.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was asking.
Oh,
That's how I associate cups for the Democrats. Jesus. Bad shuffling or something.
they want you to work today, Scott. They want you to get lots of cards.
Well, it doesn't have to be. It worked great for Susan Crawford.
Maybe that's the problem. Is it's that firm.
Queen of Wands. Oh my God. Wasting time here. Emperor. Pretty much went through the whole deck.
There's got to be males in there somewhere. I know mine has at least 8.
King of Pentacles.
Julie in Wisconsin. Thank you for sending. Sean put a call out and said, I promised my workers chicken sandwiches. And apparently it got picked up on his feed. And he said, I have so much money, I'm going to be feeding him chicken sandwiches for a week. Go on. What you get, Scott?
So I flipped through the whole deck. I had 2 cards left. One of them's the King of Wands and the other one's the King of Cups.
I told you they're gonna be a court battle about it, but I think the Dems gonna win.
You can see it. Yeah. The King of Cups came up first. The King of Wands is in here. All that shuffling. Yeah. There's the King of Wands. They're right next to each other at the end. That is crazy. One more shuffle probably could have been right.
Mm-hmm.
Quicker. Rossi said, "Didn't matter campaign."
Yeah, I've heard it's been a weird campaign all around.
Please vote. I voted early last week. There you go, Julie.
That's true. They got them. Thank you, Julie, for contributing to the chicken sandwiches. By the way, folks, he doesn't need any more chicken sandwiches. And Sean is in love with beer and cheese now. Well, he liked beer before he left Texas, but
Yeah, it's crazy. I get so many emails from Democrats. Please donate already. They're not running for anything for 18 months.
oh, I got some from some state. They didn't even put what state they were running in. And I just mailed them back. I said, stop. Don't write me unless you're going to tell me where you're running and give me some idea what your platform is. Because it's just rude.
Yeah, I got one. I had no clue where it was from. Then I got one from that Marie Perez from Washington. What?
Who?
She's a moderate Dem.
Oh,
Marie, she's got a 3 names person.
yeah.
Marie Perez, but she won 2 years ago in a Republican district. But she's been kind of a disappointment. She's kind of like Dem MAGA.
Oh,
Her husband owns a she was kind of the surprise of the 2022 election. She had a good campaign, but her husband has a car shop.
Oh,
She worked there too, fixing cars and whatnot. But
well, that's good.
yeah, but
Someone who knows how to actually do something.
she's been kind of disappointment lately, and real Democrats want to primary her, but it's kind of silly in that district.
You know, if you've got somebody who's not hideous, of course, we can say that about Susan Collins too. That woman was in the news yesterday.
Oh yeah, she's got. Carrie says I live in Washington. She's barely a Dem. Yeah, she seems like she's more of a MAGA Dem. So 1:30. Let's bring out inspiration. We're already at
Okay,
one.
I want my inspiration to be my 4 grids I made.
Oh yeah, you go for that first.
Okay. Y'all get to go to the table camera because you can see them here. What did you do on your summer vacation? I made grids. I have a 5th one to make, and I'm actually going to make it on camera. I'm going to show how I do it. But this is this. Okay, here I should have centered them. That would have been better. This grid is for a lady who's in the chat today. Her name is Barbara, and she pulled 2 cards. These are the 2 cards she pulled: authority and remembrance. And she's just at that point in her life where she was the frequency of remembrance supports your memory of everything you've gone through in this soul body, and to bring forth those valuable information and tools, and to flow gracefully into your life. That's what this whole outer ring is about. That's the remembrance. And in the middle, what she's doing is she's assuming authority over her life, which reminds us the true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and strong. And these are the stones that are in here. She's got some pretty tiger's eye in here. This is my last piece of Himalayan quartz that was actually, this is pre-COVID, was actually formed in, it's a teardrop, and it was formed in the Himalayas. And that's Barbara's grid. This is what I do when I'm not hanging out with Scott. This is for a woman. It's called compassion. And it's more typical. Her grid, the first grid you saw is not typical. Usually they start from the center and work out. In that grid, it's 2 different grids mushed. So there was one part in the bottom, one part at the top. But this is for compassion. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment, to be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow through us and come into the world. That's what her stuff's about. This one is real pretty, and it's called Perception. And the weird thing about this is it's all 4s, except the center stone, which is green calcite. But it's all 4s, and because perception is a card where you're building a new base. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges where we can perceive what is real and take what is good, and take a hard look at it all and bring it into the world. So there's 4 of everything to get to, even in the outer edges, these rhodochrosites and green tourmaline, green aventurine. These are blue aventurine. Anyway, this is a really interesting grid because it does, 4s are not a number that shows up in a lot of grids. And the reason the 4 is here so prominently is she's building a new base for her life. And that's what that grid's about. And the last one is, this is alchemy. This is one of the strongest grids I ever make. And the frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability to, and remembrance of the magic that we're all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access ancient knowledge and become the true alchemist to flow it through in our lives. So you've got your spiritual base, your past life base, and the life you're living right now. And then in this case, it's surrounded by a stone. It's an agate called a mukaite, and it comes from the Muka stream, and it comes from a very specific part of Australia. This is near where the opal beds are. This comes out of the ground there, and then it's yellow. It's the honey calcite around it. And the 3 stones are the unakite with the black and white agate. This is the rhodonite with the yellow aventurine on it. And this is the tiger's eye with the green moss. And green moss is a real interesting agate. It's one where a lot of life is growing through it. Those are the grids. That's what I did this week. And it took me a month to build those grids because I kept getting sick. And I can't build grids when I'm sick. But I'm well now. And so if you're interested in grids, go to my website. If you're interested in readings, go to my website. And if you're interested in just wanting to talk about stones in general, yesterday I did a show with Dr. Gale, and I actually taught people how to build their own ET grid, how to call the ETs and use Peridot. You can go on her channel and look at it. So that's it. Thank you. Everybody's in spiritual change. Time to grab on to your spiritual change and go with it. So what's going on, Scott?
Yeah, my weekly message. I got 4 of Michael.
Cool.
4 swords. Insights come from meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And seeking release from stress. So at times that can be right now.
Mm-hmm.
Stressful, what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But remember to take some time off. And the 3 of Ariel, which is the 3 of coins. Just doing what you love. Working with others. Just take time for your personal growth. So try not to get wrapped up in everything that's crazy.
Which means do not turn on your TV. Anything that's a news source.
Everything will work out the way it's supposed to be. And just pray it doesn't affect you personally. What's going on with tariffs and deportations and whatever.
Well, it's going to hit every single one of us because this deal is to break the economy. And, even if he doesn't take Social Security, if he breaks the economy, that screws my life up, even though I'm old.
Yeah, we'll hit a lot of people.
But we can also pray that, we each need to get our own soul in the right place to make sure the right actions are taken. And we need to do that individually. We can't wait for Mueller or Jack Smith or somebody to ride in like a white knight and solve it. It ain't going to happen that way.
But
we can wait for this one to explode. That's one way.
Yeah, if you get information and have the time and ability to go protest Elon or whatever, if there's something going on, definitely go for it.
April 5th, all over the country. I'm signed up to go. Well, they're having a thing about if you have accessibility problems. I don't march, but I can take the rail down to City Hall where they're having the big thing. And I have to decide if I can risk doing that, but just for my own health. And I don't want to get sick and screw it up for other people either. But April 5th, and I noticed people were commenting earlier in the chat that all around them, there are people doing things. I gave money to my local PBS station this week. For those of you who say, NPR and PBS is under attack. When I worked at NPR and PBS, and I was in my early 20s, Nixon came after us, and he was going to close us down. Of course, we had the Watergate hearings on, which he was not terribly fond of. Some reason, he just didn't think that should be on TV. We were there every day, and we went through, are we going to stay or not? And then they had the big hearings, and it didn't. But PBS, NPR, if you can go spend a little time, if it's not too cold outside of your Social Security office with signs thanking the people for working there, whatever you can do. And that's really up to each and every one of you. And I know what the age range, what YouTube tells me the age range of my audience is. And I expect if we had a walk, it would be like a 3-block walk. Be very impressive. But 3 blocks.
Pretty much.
And and as a last reminder, I'm teaching tarot again. You can go to my website. It lists all the stuff I do. And that helps me be around for Sundays.
All right, beautiful. Lovely grids. Everyone have a blessed week.
Mm-hmm.
Hope for the best for the election outcomes on Tuesday.
Yes, we'll be praying for Wisconsin.
And Florida.
And Florida.
Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.